absolutely prompted applause. Candace Bailey is on the hunt for the fabled 7 cities of Cibola.
So Candace.
Again.
So Candace.
Oh, if there's a mystery, she's gonna unravel it.
Oh, Nancy Drew.
So joining us today, Miss Grace Helbig! It's for you.
I came back.
I love you.
I came back. You can't give me away. I keep coming back.
We set you free because we love you. We didn't think she'd come back. We are very happy you're
I've had
back.
a nickel for every man that said that in my life. And we're coming to you live from the G4 Studios in Los Angeles. Yeah. Woo.
You and me both, sister. On the show today from Bomb Patrol Afghanistan, Navy EOD Petty Officer 2nd Class Chase Halshauer. Will join us on set. And not just Chase. Chase would be enough. We also have a bomb-diffusing robot from the Navy's Elite Explosive Ordnance Disposal Unit. It's a lot of fun to drive around. I did not think I was going to have this much fun driving around. I got giddy like a schoolgirl. You'll see it. Plus, are you ready for adventure in Adam Sessler? Yeah. Well, you better get ready. Oh, you said yes. I'm sorry. I'm overly aggressive today. I'm glad you're ready because he's here to talk about Uncharted 3: Drake's Deception in Game Break. Right?
Plus, it's DVD Tuesday. Yay! Chris Gore's got movies about aliens, American heroes, and plaid-shirted directors who won't stop ruining their movies.
The Lucas effect.
And if you need help with your Halloween costume, you're in luck. We've got awesome tricks and tips for how to transform yourself into the scariest ghoul in school.
Oh, stop it. You scared me when you said that. All right, now it's time for some nut shots, everyone.
Are there always nut shots?
Yep. Who said number 1? Compton. All right, Compton, restart that chant. Get it going, buddy. But it's got to start with Compton. Just be calm. Lead us through this, buddy. One set of footprints.
Oh my gosh.
ATN! ATN! ATN!
Yes!
ATN! ATN!
Explosive energy.
So much testosterone.
If we could drum up the still of Brian Compton dressed as a sailor by the end of the show, I'd just love to pull that up again. It's a thing of mine. But let's get started with Around the Net. In at number 5 today, would you like your lapdog to look a little more intimidating?
Perhaps you should dress him in this.
Finally, the Occupy movement's getting some backup.
Yeah.
Send in the most adorable tank ever. Wasn't he adorable?
Yeah, well, clearly you've never seen baby pandas dressed as tanks.
Okay, does footage of that actually exist somewhere?
In my mind, Kevin. Everywhere. In my mind. Lots going on up here.
Some to that mind. In at number 4 today, proof that Japanese game shows aren't just sadistic. They've actually reached an evil genius level of malevolence.
How else can you explain this Indiana Jones-style disappearing floor challenge? She and that plunger go?
Well, sadly, she fell into a bin filled with very polite Japanese schoolgirls. So it doesn't sound that bad. However, later on, a Japanese businessman will use an oversized crane to try to win one and take her home.
It's so Japan. Classic Japan.
God, I hope we buy the rights to that show. One of the best ways of making money, obviously, is by scamming it out of others.
Clearly.
Right? And the best way to scam it out of others is via frivolous lawsuits. It's fun. It's creative. It's as American as apple pie that was baked in Mexico with Chinese dough.
But if you're gonna try this, please don't half-ass it like the guy in today's number 3 item.
thought that was part of the teaser trailer for the new Grand Theft Auto game. That would make sense
I would play that game.
in that world. But, buddy, you're going to have to try a lot harder if you want to make it in this country.
Yeah. Maybe try investing in a few blood packets.
Yes.
Maybe some crutches.
Yes.
How about a crooked personal injury lawyer?
Thank you. Listen, it takes money to make money. That's capitalism. Nailed it.
Amazing. Put that as your computer background. Today's number 2 item comes to us from Troma, the wholesome independent film studio that brought us
What?
delightful titles. You heard me. Like Redneck Zombies, Steph, Stephanie in the Incinerator, and Teenage Catgirls in Heat. Great.
Oh, that one's one of the
storyline.
classics one.
Yeah,
That's
that
one of the
had a great storyline.
I can't wait
Surprise
for the,
ending.
for the Criterion edition of the Catgirls in Heat. This is a scene from the 1989 film Beware, Children at Play. Now, keep this in mind. When they showed the trailer for this movie at the Cannes Film Festival, the audience actually walked out in protest. So, it's going to be good. No. Oh, explosive rounds.
Yeah,
I like the kid that just slowly slides to his own death. Like, he didn't want to
Yeah.
he knew his parents would kill him if he got grass stains on his Oshkosh.
Well, they should just show girls in school this video instead of the Miracle of Life video.
Exactly. No, see, what makes all this killing okay is the kids in this movie, they're all cannibals. So murder's totally cool.
Yeah, also they're really bad at acting.
Yes, that as well. That as well. Less excusable. Still ahead, a techno dance party.
With cats! Our number 1 ATN is up next.
Did you think they replaced me with a robot just then?
That was great. I thought you were a robot.
I'm really me, I'm still me. Particular number 1 is a video set to the tune of Deadmau5's rousing techno anthem. Had to ask the cool kids how they would describe it.
Yeah.
It's a rousing techno anthem. The track is called Ghosts and Stuff.
Ooh. And you know what goes great with techno music? Cats, you dum-dums. Cats getting sick.
I think gag step is a really underrated genre of music. It's going to take off.
This guy.
No, you know what? I shouldn't joke because it's unfair to techno. I really think it is. Techno is a vibrant form of musical expression. It doesn't cause nausea in cats at all. That's clearly a joke.
See, I disagree, Kevin.
Okay.
I
All right.
totally disagree.
Grace, I actually like you. I don't want to put you in check, all right, on live television. I want to put you on notice, put you on blast. I don't want to put you anywhere. The thing is, here's the problem. I've had my genes sequenced, and I don't like to trot this out because I sound like a victim, but I'm 1/16th Maine Coon on my mother's side. And I loves me the techno. I really do. It doesn't cause me the issue. Let me show you. Can we get? Do we have any techno? Can we play some?
No, I really rather you not do this.
No. You're really gonna like this. Hold on a second. I got my. I'm just fine. It's time to expand your musical horizons, Grace Helbig. You know what I'm saying? This little kitty cat loves it. No effect. I'm sorry.
Don't blame him! He's 1/8 raccoon, you animal!
1/16th Maine Coon, racist.
You wanna play, baby?
Just like a dream come true.
Now it's time for Candace's super sexy time tips for sexiness.
There's nothing more intimate than surrendering control to your partner during lovemaking. And nothing heightens the sensation of submission like a little bit of bondage.
Ow!
The first important thing about bondage is to choose your safe word. Ours is artichoke. Isn't that right, sex partner? Right. So now we turn to the issue of restraints. Bondage isn't super sexy if your partner can move around easily, right? Exactly. But at the same time, you don't want to tie them up so tightly that their airflow is restricted.
I can't breathe.
Uh-huh. He's got the collar, I've got the cuffs, and the fun has just started. Artichoke! Artichoke! Artichoke!
And that was Candace's super sexy time tips for sexiness.
So this internet seems to think that Nathan Fillion would be a great choice to play Drake in an Uncharted movie. I guess the internet lost my phone number. X Plays Adam Sessler is here! How are you, sir?
I'm good. You have a phone number?
I do.
Lucky.
I do. It never
People
rings.
can reach you.
Battlefield 3.
Yeah.
I know it's not what we're going to talk about today, but it did come out today, so
Yes.
why aren't we talking about it? Because isn't Battlefield 3 above the call? Or
Above
something
the
of
call,
that nature?
beyond the call,
Yeah.
Riccatello's call out, Bobby Kotick, whatever. These review copies came very, very recently, and we need a little bit more time to actually do the evaluation so that you can hear our opinion. It will be very, very short, and it'll be coming forth.
Okay, all right, good to know. Well, let's talk about something that is coming out very soon, Uncharted 3.
Yes.
Color me excited. It's been 2 years since Nathan Drake had his adventure onto the PlayStation, so where does Uncharted 3 pick up?
So Uncharted 3, it starts in London, in the East End of London. Actually, not too far from like where I actually used to live in London when it was really scary in the East End. And it starts a brand new mystery involving that ring he's always had around his neck, which comes from Sir Francis Drake. And it's part of this large mystery about a lost city in the Arabian desert called the Atlantis of the Sands. And there's going to be great treasure there. And there's an evil woman who looks so much like Helen Mirren. It's remarkable.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
see? I was trying,
Is it voiced by Helen Mirren or no?
No, but
okay.
I think it's now there's like probably 2 or 3 other people that can do a good Helen Mirren.
Right,
So,
yeah, exactly.
And so she's chasing after them, and
That's weirding me out now. That's
really weird.
God, that's really
Well, watch,
weird.
there's another dude who looks like Jason Statham, so it's really strange what happens through this.
Okay, so but I mean there are Hollywood style and level effects and cutscenes and everything. That's
Just
what
like
Uncharted
from
is known
Uncharted
for.
2. It really is back to that incredibly well-produced storytelling, where that transition between game and through the cutscene is you can barely tell what's happening, and that attempt to get that sense of excitement, like in an Indiana Jones movie, into that game.
And Uncharted has always done it, in my opinion, better than the rest because I found myself mashing buttons during cutscenes, as well as sitting back and watching gameplay elements, and I was like, why isn't the game doing anything? And I'm in control of this
This
sequence.
right here, this is gameplay, and that's one of the things that's interesting. There's a lot more melee combat, and you get these camera angles that you can still control, Nathan Drake in, and it's not, it's not challenging,
Right?
And it adds that sense of drama. They still are so good and the best at that.
Well, so let's talk gameplay. I mean, how is the actual combat? How's the action?
It is just like what you expect from Uncharted 2. I mean, the combat's there. There's now this melee combat, which is fun because it allows the AI to flank you more. So when they're getting close, put down the gun and start bonking them on the head. And there's all these new animations that go with it. So
nice.
You can kick them in the face and grab their gun. It is really, really nice.
Does it expose you though to the level of, okay, and now I'm going to go in and do some melee, but I didn't take care of the enemies around me, so now I'm getting just pot shotted to death.
That rarely happened. If you're really stupid, yes, that will happen.
Okay, all right. So I like that. So it's not just okay. Now you're in melee mode. The enemies are going to back off. You have to be smart about
Once
it,
again,
which is nice.
The emphasis in Uncharted is to give that sense of adventure, not to create this new added challenge to the player.
And Uncharted really took off with 2, and I know with 3 they really wanted to push the epic set piece, the notion of it's not just a level, you're involved in some sort of event, whether it was the train from 2 or the ship in 3.
These things that have always been passive in a movie or even in video games, you now can actually be part of that sense of excitement. They are here, and this is where the game is interesting. They don't feel as charged as they did in Uncharted 2. And in many instances, they're not, carbon copies of what happened in 2, but they seem to be these kind of faint echoes of what happened in 2. And with that sense of contrast, they don't live up to that same level of excitement. And for a lot of the game, it's an incredibly well-made game. It's very fun to play, but it doesn't have that same kind of raw beating heart that just made Uncharted 2 just like transcendental for me.
Well, if it weren't an Uncharted game, would it still shine? Would it be, I don't know what X-Play is giving this, but...
It's a tough one, because without an Uncharted game, it would probably be seminal. But we've already had Uncharted 2, and we kind of know what it is. It is in the shadow of Uncharted 2. I think it was always going to be a very tough shadow for them to get out of. I almost wonder if they needed, why they needed to make this game 2 years later. That memory of what Uncharted 2 did is so fresh. I don't know if they could find a way to get out from
Do you think it was their idea to turn out another game in 2 years? Or?
I can't say it emphatically. It's hard for me to think that would have been their choice.
Right.
It was probably Sony's.
All right, now what about the multiplayer? I know that there was the beta a little while back. I had a good time with it, but is it still going to is that going to live in the shadow of the Call of Duties and the Battlefields of the world?
Well, the thing is, the shooting in Uncharted isn't the most precise, and neither is the movement, but it works well. It adds to the drama of this character of Nathan Drake, average dude in a remarkable situation.
Sure.
You want exacting movement and aiming in multiplayer, and so it's fun for a little bit, but I just don't think, I think it's just endemic for it not to be able to rise to the level of Call of Duty. And the co-op I found to be actually quite turgid and unfun.
Really?
Yeah, it's just you're kind of shooting bullet sponges, and it never really goes anywhere.
Ah, bummer. Okay, well, with everything that's been said, I mean, we love Uncharted. There's a level of production quality and shine and gloss that isn't found in other games, but it does have to reinvent itself a little bit. It has to be the 3.
It just doesn't have it doesn't have that sense of excitement that you would expect from a game that looks like it should have that sense of excitement.
So what is X-Play giving it? 4 out of 5.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. Beautiful world.
Beautiful
fun world to live in.
Amazing gameplay. It's still, I mean, if you like Uncharted, you gotta play this game.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna play it again.
I agree. All right, Adam Sessler, everybody. Thanks so much. Uncharted 3 Drake's Deception comes out next week, but now for a lady's point of view.
Ooh, it's so ladylike over here. Still ahead, Grand Theft Auto 5 is on the way, and someone figured out how to bypass the iPad 2 key code in less than 5 seconds. Whoa! Sarah Underwood has the details in the feed. Then Chris Gore's got Captain America and Attack of the Block to show off and rate in DV Doomsday. And later, Chase Holzhauer and his explosive diffusing robot friend from Bomb Patrol Afghanistan will be here live. Stick around.
Bustus is amazing, and I also think she's super hot, by the way. I really do. Like,
I don't know. I mean, she's okay, I guess.
would you just stop being so jealous of Bustus? Do you think Fred Durst had a hearing impairment? Like that's what happened?
We've been having a very in-depth conversation
About
Fred
Limp
Durst.
Bizkit.
Yeah.
It's happened. I didn't know anybody could have a conversation about Limp Bizkit.
What did you do it all for?
No one. The Nookie.
Yeah.
This is the only reason I did it. So take your cookie. And hey, the news never sleeps.
But fortunately, Sarah Underwood runs on batteries. Hooray! Thanks, guys. Right now it's time to start the feed.
All the news you need to know.
It's Tuesday, October 25th, and the McRibs are back! I've never had one before, so let's...
Right?
These are good.
Why do they ever go away?
These are really good.
And no animals are harmed in the making of that, which is even cooler.
not me.
That's test tubes and magic.
That's gluten-free. I just almost choked. That's why they go away.
Yeah.
This really is really good. The news? You want me to do the news? Fine. Sorry about that.
Take right down. We gotta ribble it down.
Prepare to take to the streets once again. Rockstar Games has officially Grand Theft Auto 5. Now, there's not much known about what Rockstar will do upon returning to their moneymaker after stylish detours like Red Dead Redemption and LA Noire. But we do know that they'll release a trailer for the game next Wednesday. Hey, as long as I can still mug a prostitute after beating her over the head with a crowbar, it's all good. A controversial anti-piracy bill is making its way through Congress that might put Bieber behind bars. Yay! Yay! What is wrong with you, Grace? I have my fancies.
You're just using him to get to Usher, and you know it.
I can't not!
It reeks of lip gloss and McRibbon here now.
It really does. That's what every sleepover smells like. Now you know. The Commercial Felony Streaming Act makes the unauthorized streaming of copyrighted content a felony with a penalty of up to 5 years in prison. As a result, an organization has sprung up at freebieber.org. They say that the bill's loose wording means that anyone who posts a video on YouTube with licensed music or doing a cover of that music, like Bieber did, could get them serious jail time. However, the bill's proponents insist it would only target blatant violations by for-profit streaming services and not everyday YouTubers. Because, I mean, come on. When has the government ever nefariously construed vaguely worded legislation? Am I right?
Yeah!
Right? You know those 4-digit passcodes that protect your iPad from prying eyes?
Oh, yeah.
Well, if you have an iPad 2, that passcode isn't as secure as you think. As in, anyone can bypass it in under 5 seconds. It's easy. Take a locked iPad 2 and hold the lock button to put it in reset mode, then close the cover. Then open the cover, hit cancel on the reset, and ta-da! You're in! Our guess is that Apple will patch this in their next software update, but until then, it's open season, bitches!
Sarah.
And finally, what do you get when you take Nintendo's lovable plumber and throw him in Scorsese's 1976 classic Taxi Driver? You get Car Driver, duh! Yeah! Part of G4's Epictober Film Festival, and here's a peek.
Hey, it's me, Mario.
Problems? You're the one with problems, running after her like a trained chimp every time she runs off that stupid gorilla.
Watch the full exclusive film and more at g4tv.com/g4films. I am Sarah Underwood, and you've just been fed. Now over to Kevin and Grace.
Thanks, Sarah.
You're welcome. Thank you. Well, makeup isn't just a television host's best friend.
Nope. It's also the secret to leveling up your Halloween costume this year. What? Silly.
Aw.
Halloween is almost here, and doing your own makeup can be intimidating, not to mention expensive. Hey, it's because we're dudes, and most of us are broke. Good thing we have Emily, our resident makeup expert, to help us out. First up, we're gonna show you how to give yourself a nice bruise. Having someone punch you is probably the easiest, but the less painful way is to buy a bruise wheel and a sponge at a Halloween store that carries special effects makeup. Before you get started, you want to take the makeup sponge and pick some chunks out of it to add dimension.
You're just gonna kind of start, it's kind of called stippling. You're also gonna want to take a little bit of the really, really dark purple, and you've got your bruise.
See, mine actually looks a little better than yours.
I might have just lost my job.
Sometimes it's nice to add a subtle touch to your makeup, like bloodshot eyes. All you'll need is a red lip liner pencil, which you can pick up from your local pharmacy or makeup store.
And I'm just gonna pull back his eye and just run it along the rim. Then I'm gonna take my finger and just kind of blend it, and there you go. It will kind of work in your eye a little bit and also make the inside of your eye red.
And if you want to look like you're headed to the morgue, you can pick up some white cream makeup base for $8 to $10.
You're just gonna take a sponge and just kind of lightly start tapping the white. You want it very, very light, and then you just want to blend it in just like this. And then we're gonna take that bruise wheel and we're gonna use a little bit of this really dark one. You're gonna put it right in the corner there. Then you're gonna take your finger and you're gonna blend. And that's a real, just kind of quick, easy way to look dead.
And finally, we have the cheapest and easiest way to make fake blood. All you need is chocolate syrup and 1 ounce of red food coloring dye. Mix the two together and you get blood that has nice dark coloring and perfect consistency. It's much more convincing than the bright red that corn syrup gives you. And if you'd like to add a pretty convincing low-budget flesh wound, you'll need some Elmer's glue and toilet paper. Put a generous amount of glue wherever you want the wound to be. Apply 1 ply of toilet paper to the area and tear away the excess. While the glue is still drying, add your fake blood. Pinch and tear at that bloody madness to make it look like a realistic mess of epidermis and plasma. But be warned, the blood is sticky and the food coloring will stain, so be careful who and what you touch. There you have it. The economy and your lack of gumption should no longer be an excuse for why you do your own makeup. Don't be a loser and go effects yourself.
Yeah. Thanks to YouTube user PandyFacklerS, great YouTube name, for the tips on the fake bloody wound. And now it's time to play Chris Gore's version of Mary Pop Kill with movies. Welcome back, film expert Chris Gore.
Thank you. I think I should do the same thing to you.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Oh, we could
All
spend
right.
hours. So, what's up first?
First we have Captain America, the first Avenger.
Captain of my heart. How did Captain America stack up to the other superhero films released this summer?
I personally loved it, liked it even more than Thor. I liked the fact that it was a historical film, too. I mean, the World War II stuff was great, and it's interesting to learn that Captain America got his costume by dancing with showgirls.
What?
That's pretty, yeah, that's how he got the costume, but
wow.
I really loved it. I think what's cool about this, it's really about the heart of a hero. I mean, effectively, he's still got that wimpy kid mindset in the body of a buff dude, and it really works. I love it. Even though I have one complaint, Chris Evans has played 2 Marvel characters who are blonde, but will not dye his hair.
Oh, says the man with the hair.
Well, this is all natural, folks.
Whoa.
Chris Evans, dye your hair blonde. Dye your hair blonde, I swear. But I loved it. Aside from that, I thought it was great. Yes, it's a very nerdy complaint. I know.
Best online petition ever.
Yeah, it's never going to go anywhere like all
Get
online
that
petitions.
hashtag going. So how are the special features?
Special features are amazing, especially when they show the transformation of, little Steve Rogers into big Steve Rogers. I mean, he's so tiny. You could fit him in your pocket.
I just want to put him in my pocket and then bring him out and kiss him.
You could wrap him mint in box. But yeah, no, the behind the scenes, like all these Marvel releases have been amazing with deleted scenes and commentary and whatnot. They really know what fans want, like me. So,
wow. So what's the bottom line?
Bottom line, buy. That was an easy one.
Ooh, spend that cash money. What's your next DVD? Attack
the Block.
Whoa. Now, what did you think of this inner city alien invasion flick?
This is executive produced by Edgar Wright. His buddy Joe Cornish did this, and it's awesome. I mean, it's like sort of a cheesy 80s monster movie. They're fighting these sort of hairy creatures that are enhanced with digital effects with these horrible teeth that can rip you apart. And what I love about it is you meet this cast of, they cast actually non-actors to play these roles, which is why they feel so real. Yeah. And what's cool is that a lot of these movies you go, oh, they would never kill they're killing a kid.
Oh
yeah.
my gosh.
I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna say, you're not gonna know who exactly, but all I'm saying is that characters die that you wouldn't think. It's unpredictable, it's scary, it's funny, it's also got heart to it too, and love that film. Love it.
Wow, so the bottom line?
Bottom line, buy it.
Whoa!
Especially if you like the films of Edgar Wright. Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, all that.
Wow,
cool.
Get that money ready. So, what else do you have to check out?
The People versus George Lucas.
Whoa! Now, I understand that someone in the Attack family makes an appearance in the film.
Yes. Okay, full disclosure, I'm actually in this movie. I'm one of the hundreds of people interviewed in the film. It's a lot of talking heads.
Look at you.
And
There you are.
yeah, my biggest complaint about this movie, my hair didn't look great in the movie. But other than that, it really is. You think this is going to be this big indictment of George Lucas. It's about fans' reactions to the changes that are constantly being made to Star Wars, and episode 1, 2, and 3 kind of disappointing. What it really ends up being is like a love letter to George Lucas, how much he changed the industry, how he changed special effects, he changed the way movies were released, he changed the movie business. I mean, in spite of the fact that George Lucas has made all these changes that I don't always agree with, I love George Lucas. I love that guy. And that's really what this movie is about. It's really, to me, the best film ever made about fandom. Just loved it across the board. Love fest.
He created Jar Jar Binks, and we can't take that back.
That's one of the things that I'm not a fan of, but there's so much other stuff that, and the film really explores that. It's really an exploration of fandom.
That's great. So the bottom line?
Buy it. Buy it. Not just because I'm in it, but just buy it anyway.
What recession? You've got money. So good news. It's time for a quick pick.
Yes, we have Jurassic Park Ultimate Edition is out on Blu-ray. It comes with Jurassic Park and 2 other free movies. So there you go.
Oh my gosh. Well, thanks, Chris. And for more Gore, you can follow him at @ChrisGore. And tune in to Thursday Show, and Chris will be back for an all-horror film DVD set.
Ooh.
Wow. And now over to that guy whose name I can't remember.
It's Kevin. Doesn't
Go,
matter.
Bevan.
Thank you. Stay tuned. Chase Holzhauer from Bomb Patrol Afghanistan will join us live in studio right after this. That robot could kill you. The feed is brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com for a free rate quote.
Fail. You're dead. Major fail. 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 You lose.
If you think your job is dangerous, you should check out Chase Holzhauer's, because yeah.
What you doing?
I'm closing on what looks to be blue cord or...
There's some heavy cable right there that you're grabbing, I think. You're with the robot. Whoops.
Bleep is right. Please welcome Navy EOD Petty Officer, 2nd Class, Chase Holzhauer. So Johnny Five goes kaboom. Then we hear the pebbles hit the machine that you guys are in. What is going through your head at that point?
A lot of stuff is going through my head at that point. Basically, how much trouble I'm in with Chief.
Right. How badly you're going to get razzed when you get back to base?
More or less, yeah. Because news travels faster than you think it does, even in Afghanistan.
Right.
By the time we made it back about an hour or two later, everybody on the base had known that I blew up a robot. Everybody had known.
The robot actually tweeted, "Uh-oh," like 3 seconds before you made the move. They're really connected. But it's that moment is actually, by the way, fascinating series. Like I'm loving the Bomb Patrol Afghanistan, truly. And
thank you.
When I see that scene, we laugh because there's that moment of pause and there went the robot. Yeah. But there's a lot on the line because this isn't just a robot. This machine represents another chance that you guys have to remain safe.
Yes.
This could represent several human lives, the loss of this robot.
Yes, essentially. This robot is used on every one of our calls that you'll see. We go out, we use this robot for every scenario.
Right. Even to change the channel at this point.
Yes.
You guys are just putting it on and driving it across the barracks.
Exactly. As you see here, there's that little tiny screen. You're not used to your depth perception goes away.
Right.
But keeping the whole team in the vehicle is definitely more my job per se because I'm the robot driver, and I don't want Chief to get hurt.
Right.
The guy on our team leader, essentially.
Because no matter how bad he gets hurt, he's going to hurt you worse.
Exactly.
He's going to figure out a way to get back to you and make
Essentially,
you pay for
yes,
that.
yes, exactly.
So how many IEDs did your squad actually locate and disarm during the 5.5 months where G4 was there?
We went on approximately 200 calls, which each call could be essentially 1 or up to 3 different IEDs.
Really?
It can actually be up to multiple IEDs. We just go out on a call expecting 1, and you don't expect 1, I mean. You go out on a call to the one that they know of, and then you go out to find 6, 7
you have
more.
to always assume or suspect that there might be several others hiding around that one.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Crazy. And the robot itself is a phenomenal piece of machinery. I got to drive it around. You set up an obstacle course earlier.
Yes.
And then you handed me, thankfully you handed me an Xbox controller. Because the PS3 one, the analog, nothing against Sony, but the analog sticks are on the same plane and it's not as comfortable for the thumbs. Am I right?
You're right. We have a couple.
This is what I gripe about every day, Chase. Back me up on this.
Definitely. We have one robot that uses the robot you got to drive, as you see here, with the Xbox controller. One of our other robots actually has a PlayStation controller, so they're both fun to drive. Here you are driving it. You're doing pretty good. And then you're trying to save the Afghani baby here from the 3 IEDs.
Trying to say, but I celebrated by spinning around in circles once I picked it up. Not the most delicate thing to do with an infant.
And you definitely smashed its face here. I don't know if you know this. Yep, right there. Oh.
No, that was fine. That was very, very delicate.
Yeah, that's. Oh, and then the squeeze on the neck. Who knows?
It's by the scruff. Okay, that's how it happens in nature.
Exactly.
This you were telling me about this machine. It's got multiple cameras. It's got servos. It's got battery packs that can last for hours.
Yeah,
hours.
It can last up to about 8 hours if you're not using it to its fastest, fullest capability. There you are, shaking its hand.
I made friends with the robot. I'm not used to making friends, so this was a first for me. And it's really, I mean, you see, oh, it's an Xbox controller, it's fine. But in the studio even, I was nervous about hitting a cone. I couldn't imagine what goes through your head when you're driving this to save lives.
Yeah, it's definitely nerve-wracking because, like, you have 2 guys watching the robot through some different cameras on our vehicle, which is the Jerv, and when they're looking at it like, oh yeah, you're this far away from the hole, and you're like, oh really? Because I thought I was like a mile away from it, but you'd end up being inches away from this hole, and it ends out that I definitely do roll that robot again on the show. But like I said, you definitely have to watch it to find that what happens with the rest of that.
Right.
So.
Oh, absolutely. And again, it's a riveting series. And what do you think what do you hope will be the takeaway from people that watch this series?
I definitely want people to find out that we're not fighting a uniformed, military out there, and we're definitely there to help the people. We're more into helping the people than fight them. We're not there just to like hurt people. We're there to disarm these IEDs, which end up hurting civilians
as well, yeah.
And our U.S. military personnel.
Certainly. I hope you also raise some awareness for the quality of the MREs, the food that you guys eat over there. Because I've heard horror stories. I used to eat them. When I was an aggressive inliner, we would rollerblade. Yes, we would rollerblade aggressively to the military surplus store. We'd get MREs and we'd eat them, and we'd eat for like a whole weekend off like $4. It was awesome. I loved it at the time. But has the food gotten better? Is it worse? How is it?
We got some here if you want to try one.
That's exactly what I wanted to do. This looks like food RoboCop would eat.
So you got chili with beans, and I got spaghetti with meatballs.
Now this is cold. Is this the standard way to eat this?
Most of the time, when you're really hungry, you don't care what you're eating or how it's served to you. You just kind of eat it because you're hungry.
Food, I'll take it. Yeah,
definitely.
Well, I'd rather this than the McRib.
Cheers.
Yeah. Oh, cheers, indeed. Actually better than a meal that I've had all week. So, not bad. Well, you, sir, have an incredible job. It was a joy to watch you throughout the series. I hope everybody tunes in because it's breathtaking, and it runs the emotional spectrum as well. Like you will be tense, you will have those moments of laughter, and I'm sure people at home are going to grief you on Twitter over blowing up the robot. I'm sorry about that,
no,
but it's going to happen.
It will happen.
Chase, you're an awesome man. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Yeah,
Thanks for trusting me with the robot.
Yeah, no problem.
Chase Holzhauer, everybody. Bomb Patrol Afghanistan premieres tonight at 10 p.m. on G4. Again, it's awesome. So just set your DVR now. All right, stick around because if you don't, you're going to miss our epic giveaway, and then you'd be sad. I don't think I'm going to take another bite of this, actually. I don't think I want it, Chase. I can't. Epictober continues tomorrow on AOTS. Actor Neil McDonough from Captain America: The First Avenger drops by the studio live. Then on Gadgetron, Chris Hardwick rates the Canon PowerShot SX40. It's 12.1 megapixels, it's got a 35-time zoom, and it shoots movies in 1080p with stereo sound. And Adam Sessler drops by to rate the epic first-person shooter Battlefield 3 on Game Break. Epictober continues tomorrow. Yesterday, we gave you the chance to win this one-of-a-kind mini bust of the Old Republic's sexiest bounty hunter, Shea Vizsla.
Oh, yeah,
It's
get
compliments of the folks at Gentle Giant. Thank you for that.
And the winner is Zachary D. from Warrensburg, Missouri.
Oh, my gosh, I know Zach. Congratulations, buddy.
Impress all the ladies. But the free crap doesn't stop there. A massive Gears of War 3 bundle can be yours, including a replica Gold Lancer, poster, and a copy of the game, all signed, of course.
Well, of course. To enter, hit up g4tv.com/epic giveaway. If you kids still hit things up, get your entry in between now and Wednesday, October 26th by 3 p.m. Eastern, and we'll announce the winner on tomorrow's show. Hooray.
Yay. Yay. Yay.
I thought we were going to close it. Barn, you gotta close the vault door. Can't let anybody get at my treasure. Or my 3D font. Thanks to Chase Holzhauer, by the way. Awesome dude. Fan of the show. I'm a fan of his show now. Adam Sessler, Chris Gore, Candace Bailey, of course, Sarah Underwood. And a very special thanks to Grace Helbig.